Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Roy, what up, T?
What's happening, man?
How you doing, pal?
Oh, so fucking good, I can't stand it.
I think that's a lie.
It is a lie.
Yeah. Anything you care to share?
Nope.
Of course not. Why would you?
Nope.
It's not me, is it? Did I do anything wrong?
No. Well, just put it on the list.
Why? What did I do?
Nothing. You're fine.
Okay. That doesn't sound like it.
You're fine-ish.
Great.
You are not my biggest issue, however.
No,
So
I
take solace in that, my man.
Don't want to be anyone's issue. I can
No.
tell you that right now. Seems like I get on everyone's list somehow. So the fuck? Who knows? Anyway, a lot going on in the world today.
Busy day for a Monday.
Oh my God. Is it ever? And yes, we'll get to all the news. You know, oh my God, there's going to be some political talk involved. I don't know what to tell you. But when you lose two major players in the TV news world, it becomes a story. So
Yep.
the other thing that I care more about is one Mr. Dave Landau,
David.
a good friend of the show, one of the funniest guys out there. And I'm trying.
See, he just did, what's Comedy Mothership or whatever? Rogan's place in Austin?
He did it last night.
Yeah, I'm dying to go down there.
Oh, I know. Me too. Yeah, I talked to Dave actually a little while ago. I called him and we were shooting the shit, and he was like, yeah, I just did the Mothership last night. I'm like, oh yeah, you're down in Texas right now, and apparently the club is amazing. I'm like, well, let's pop you on and let's talk about that among other things, because he went and did the Michael Malice show this morning. I think it was this morning, and opened up a wee bit about leaving the Crowder show.
Okay.
And this is one of those things where I know firsthand what this is like, to have news that you can't share with people. I've been down this road before, and it's very, very hard because you naturally want to talk about what's going on, and
Of course.
famously, or infamously, or not even at all, but Fox 2 had Mark Fellhauer and I on the day after the news came out that we were leaving Riff.
Right.
And so we went in, and we had planned through Dina. We were just going to come in because for the first time ever, we didn't have to work on a fucking Thursday morning or whatever the hell it was, Tuesday morning. And so she was like, yeah, you guys want to come by the studio and just watch us do the show? And I was like, yeah, sure. And as soon as we got in there, they were like, hey, you guys mind being mic'd up a little bit? Maybe join the crew on the couch? It was like, sure, but we can't really say anything. We knew everything, but you couldn't say shit. We knew that the sports thing was going on, but there's all kinds of shit behind the scenes that people don't know, and they there's a whole thing that needs to take place when you move to a different host or you leave a show. It can change the entire station, especially if it's a big show. And so there's a lot of people that need to be told that they're not going to have a gig anymore. And so when it's like, you don't want to be the one to say that on the news, like, hey, we're going over to the X station to do our own. It's like, well, everybody at that station's going,
I haven't got the memo yet.
No, they hadn't got the memo yet. And so it makes it very difficult to have open conversations. Now, Dave and I and you have talked forever.
Yep.
Off the air a lot. And the shit we've been privy to is quite fucking mind-blowing. And it's not my place to talk about it. And I know it's hard for Dave to talk about it. Of course, we're talking about the departure with Steven Crowder.
Right.
And people aren't stupid. People can read between lines and see what's going on. I'm already getting messages from listeners going, dude, did you hear? And so I called Dave and was like, hey, can you pop on? And he was doing Anthony's show this afternoon, and he's not free till like 8 o'clock. I was like, why don't we record something tonight? So we're going to try and record something at 8. I say that also noting he's probably going to have to run some of this up the flagpole. You got to be careful that you don't look like you're on a tour.
Yeah.
Talking shit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that come into play, and there's a lot more people involved in, talks, contract, like there is. And so it becomes something where I don't know what is allowed to be said or what Dave's comfortable talking about and whatnot. But I think the reality of Steven Crowder is getting out,
Oh, yeah. The curtain is pulled back a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I've only met Steven Crowder once, But I've heard stories, and I've heard stories from people very close to him, and it's not, not always the most pleasant things but I always wonder, like, how are you going to keep that up? How do you keep up?
Oh, lie.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just, to me, it's crazy, and I'm not calling Steven Crowder a liar or anything, but I just know from people that worked under him, this should be a fun gig, especially when you get away from corporate, if you will, and you're kind of doing your own thing. It's like if we're down here every day and then it turns out that I'm a fucking cocksucker behind the scenes and we're doing this show here, there's no management coming down on me and going, you got to do this or that. And then I got to come lay the smack down on people that are anyone a part of it,
Right.
It should be the time of your life, just fucking around with your buddies, whatever. But, there's a lot of money on the line.
You're talking about shoulder involved. Therein lies the rub.
The problem, too, is Dave's a sweetheart. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. Dave is not one of those, like, me against the world. Everyone's out to get me. Fuck you if you don't like it. He's just not one of those guys. Anthony Cumia is not one of those guys, So anyway, the plan as of right now is for us to record something with Dave. If we're both available and Dave's available at 8, and then we would air that tomorrow.
Okay.
So
I won't be here at 8.
You won't be here at 8? That's okay. I can record something with him.
I figured as much.
So
we'll see. He'll probably bail anyway.
He could. He very easily could. I mean, there's more in play here than just that, unfortunately.
I know.
So I understand that. And we're not a big enough fucking show for someone to risk something, But anyway, word will get down. It'll trickle down at some point. Mm-hmm. And I think people can read between the lines of what's going on. And
I'm sure. Eventually it'll, besides, you don't want to ruin the whole book, Dave.
Yeah.
Save a little bit. Hold a little back for the middle chapters.
There's no doubt about it. And I think he's launching something with Blaze, too, right now, with Quarter Black Garrett, who's a longtime member of Crowder's show. So I don't know. I'll ask him more about it. But he's interested in doing sketch stuff. And, we talked about having him, Dave and I today talked about starting something here with, like, the three of us once a week even,
Yeah.
And so we'll see where that goes. We like Dave a lot.
Oh,
we get along really well with Dave.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
He's a fucking great dude. And,
be good to have him home.
Yeah. And we've kind of looked out for each other, him more than me probably. And, he's the reason I got on the Cumia thing. My guess is he'll be on Rogan's show very soon.
Yeah.
Especially doing the Mothership last night. So shit is happening for Dave Landau.
Absolutely.
No doubt. And his stand-up special, what the fuck? It's called a
Prison
10. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic.
Really great.
Yeah. DaveLandau.com, LANDAU. And and I know a lot of people are putting stuff down like, oh yeah, it's free on YouTube. He's going more, I think, the Louis C.K. route where it's like
through his own site.
Exactly. But it's good for people to spend the $5, $10, whatever it is, which I did. I didn't ask him for a free download code. I paid for it.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, when you're putting something like that on, that can cost you $50,000 minimum for something like that, to get a production team, editing team together, to set up a multicam shoot, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. It can be very, very costly to do it right, have it look its best, and all that. And my guess is that's coming directly out of his pocket, or someone's going in debt to do that. So I think it's worth it. It's definitely worth $5-10, especially with a local boy. We should also mention Chris Newberg and his new stand-up, which I believe is free on YouTube.
It is now. Yep.
Yeah.
I paid for the original when it came out, so I could see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's the name of that one? Damn it. Is it
Way Too Soon?
Way Too Soon? Is that? Yeah, I can't remember if that was the previous one.
Yeah,
but that's the new one.
It was on through Dry Bar.
Dry Bar. Yep. Was that? And he filmed that down in Atlanta, I believe.
Nope.
No,
that was out like west Idaho or some shit like that.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
I'm almost 100% positive that was in Atlanta.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but we were talking about and the only reason I say that, T, is because he's like, hey, if you and Troy send me one of your shirts, if you overnight it to Atlanta where I'm at, I can I'll wear it on stage.
Yeah, because he was working in Atlanta and then flew in to do the special.
Is that how that went?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. That's okay.
Yeah,
It doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. Well, now it's just a fucking Mexican standoff. Which one of us is right?
Uh-huh.
I didn't say which one of us is a bigger asshole. I said which one of us is right. Me.
I don't know. It doesn't say on here.
How convenient.
Well, yeah.
Oh, boy. Radio41.com. That's where you can listen to the show. Obviously, we're available wherever podcasts are available. YouTube, we are live right now. Facebook as well. Get your merch there, sweatshirts, hats, beanies, all that kind of stuff. And we'll keep adding stuff there as well. Amazon link, Amazon Canada.
I said Idaho. It might have been Utah, like Salt Lake or something like that. It was one of those out west.
Oh, that does sound kind of familiar.
I said Idaho, but I think I meant
did.
Utah. I know, but it wasn't fucking Atlanta.
No. But I don't know. Is it Utah?
I don't know. I haven't found it. That popped in my head. I'm like, wait, not Idaho. It's Utah. I think it was Salt Lake. But it might not. It might have been Boise.
I stand by Atlanta.
Okay. The usual, Mortimer?
The usual.
Fair enough.
I'm tired of losing fucking dollar bills to you, son of a bitch.
Start being right more.
I swear to God. I should get odds, by the way. It should be 10-1. And the one time that I'm right, I get $10. I get to recoup all my money that I lose all the time to you.
You still might be down.
I would be. I know I would be. My Pillow, promo code TDC gets you a nice discount over there at My Pillow at mystore.com. Lindell's been great to us. I know people take issue with him, but fuck it, whatever. He's been great to us, and that's a good way to help us out. Groupon as well, and a link to our Patreon page. That's literally the only thing keeping this thing afloat right this minute. Is that so? We encourage people to check it out. And actually, I'm really fucking irritated because you and I did an hour and a half yesterday.
Yes, sir.
And it was like, okay, I'm going to drop this, Sunday night, whatever. And our beloved members, the people that actually pay to listen to this show, will have access to this where nobody else will. And we did a lot. We covered a lot of stories, a lot of topics. And I start to pull it down last night. And wouldn't you know it, man, that corrupted file of some sort. I'm so fucking tired of this stuff because there's no rhyme or reason. It's not like, you know what? Until you're willing to spend some money and get some real equipment, you're going to run into these problems. No, we have great equipment. We have great equipment here. It doesn't make sense. It recorded 23 minutes of the hour and a half.
It started.
And it's like.
And then just stopped.
I'd love to blame Troy, but I can literally see the point when you hit record and there's 7 minutes of dead air because we're doing shit, finalizing, but just to be safe, get it recording.
Yep.
I can literally see that. And then it comes to an end, 23 minutes in. I'm like, that's not right. We've got backups and on top of backups, too.
Yeah. And they both
fucked.
did the same thing.
Same thing. So it's like, oh, there is nothing more infuriating because it takes stories off the what?
Just kidding.
Jesus Christ. I swear to God, you are going to get punched today. Yeah, it's very, very frustrating when we put that content together and it's like, oh, this will be great. This is people are going to like this,
Because you can't just come back down and replicate it.
No,
it's just you just can't.
And if you try, forget it. It's not even worth it to me. It's so phony having the same outrage. Like, believe it or not, T has no idea what I've picked.
No,
as far as stories go.
Nope, never, ever.
There's never a time when I text him, which. A lot of people do. Like, hey, I've got to have it. Like, if you see someone as a guest on CNN or Fox, whatever, they know well in advance what's going to be asked. Very rarely do you go rogue, and then they blow you out anyways. If you decided I'm going to take this moment of live TV and do my thing and say whatever I want, like, no, they need to know. They know exactly where this stuff is going.
Precedent has been set over years.
Here, nobody knows. You know what I mean? Which is why half our stories don't get used, but I think that's more fun.
And you never know where they're going to go.
Never know where they're going to go. No. Speaking of Fox News, absolutely shocked to hear this news today.
Wait, speaking of Fox News.
Yeah.
Where'd you say Fox News?
Because I said whether you're watching CNN or Fox.
Oh, okay.
Blah, blah, blah,
good
blah, blah. Yeah.
I missed that one.
Kind of a shitty Segui, actually. But dealing with cable news networks, Tucker Carlson is gone from Fox News.
Blown out or quit?
Well, depends.
Mutual separation?
A lot of this is rumor, So who knows? We'll probably get more of the story
Oh, I'm sure.
As time goes on, as more people blab, this to me could be a coffin nail for Fox News. Like, that's how important I think Tucker Carlson is to that network.
It was the most popular show, right? Or
100%.
Who's the guy that's doing well now? Gutfeld?
Gutfeld, yeah.
He's not Tucker numbers, but
No. But he beats all the late night comedy hosts. When you're talking about network guys, so you're talking about Colbert and Fallon. And
is he that late? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah,
Like
I think
late,
he's
late
on at
show?
11.
Oh, okay.
Something like
I was thinking
that.
it was prime time.
No.
Shows you what I do.
Well,
I don't watch.
No, and neither do I really. I'm not a fan of his show. I don't think he's that funny. We know people in the inner circle there. Falia, I think his name is.
Jimmy?
Jimmy is a really good friend of Landau's, and Landau helps write shit for him.
Yeah.
And so those behind the scenes kind of things we're a little bit privy to, but Tucker Carlson is, to me, the really only redeeming person on that network. And I understand, like, if you're a big MSNBC or lefty, you think of him as the Antichrist. But in fairness, I think Tucker Carlson is such a talent, is so good, and is so different from Laura Ingraham or I think Sean Hannity is a fucking dork.
Turd.
Like, just a gigundous turd.
Yeah.
Honestly, bigly. Turd. And it's like, if I'm watching Tucker or something, it rolls into Hannity, I see enough of it. There's just something so twatty about that guy.
Yeah.
But Tucker is holding the whole goddamn thing together. The guy's commanding a 3.5 million strong audience. For context, CNN's primetime shows are in the hundreds of thousands. So, he's crushing them. And to have him out, it sounds like, depending on who you listen to, you've got Rupert Murdoch, and then his sons, Lachlan Murdoch, and something else. And so he's the behemoth at the top of it. It sounds like it was his idea to broom Tucker Carlson, essentially.
Okay.
Which is just madness.
Now, is this fallout from the settlement?
Some people are saying yes.
Okay.
But I thought he was the one least under attack for that.
I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I don't know how it all went down. I don't know the details of the lawsuit / settlement.
Yeah,
that they went through
$750 million.
Well, yeah, I know they paid. I saw the number.
Yeah,
but I don't know where.
Wasn't that funny how that's supposed to be closed, and we knew within 12 hours?
Yeah, but some things you can never find out.
Right. But
just
that
depends on which way the money's going, I guess.
So for those who are not paying that much attention, what Troy's talking about is the Dominion voting machines. Dominion took issue with, hosts all over, depending on what network.
Yeah.
But a lot of them at Fox, because Fox, took issue with the election. It really goes back to Arizona being called as early as it was. It was like 20% reporting or something like that, as far as like the vote count. It was like 20%, and they'd already given it to Biden. And people were like, how the fuck do you make that claim already this early in the night? That doesn't make any sense. And, they've got some sort of formula that they can go and expand it out.
Right.
And they can then make that call. Well, a lot of people took issue with that and thought something fishy was going on. That was just the start of it. I don't think Tucker Carlson is a huge fan of Donald Trump. Unlike Laura Ingraham, who's polishing his balls the second fucking Hannity gets off him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like that's what's going on the rest of the primetime slots. But Tucker, I don't know that, but that was about to go to trial, and they were gonna absolutely depose some top talent, the people that you're used to in primetime slots. Whether or not Tucker would have been involved, Tucker was very early on going, I don't buy it. I don't buy what's her name saying that these machines are broken, and I'll have her on. Go ahead, give me some proof. You can't just say it, and I'm just going to believe it. That's not how this works.
Yeah.
So he was pretty early on. I don't think he would have been a major player in the Dominion lawsuit that was settled, where other people, took more liberty in saying, "Oh, I think the election was stolen." And I honestly, I get that argument
too. They would have gotten their rocks off of trouncing through him.
Oh my God! Can you imagine having access to their texts and emails?
Right. Yeah.
That would have all come out in Discovery and whatnot.
Besides, don't they already have all Tucker's texts anyways?
Yes, I can't believe you remember that.
Look at me.
Look at you. Look at the big brain on T-Roy. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And I watched a great interview with the girl that came out with that. She had known Tucker. He was trying to set up an interview, basically, with Vladimir Putin, which I don't give a fuck what you say or who you are. If you're doing a show and this and that, and you have the channels to connect to a world leader, you absolutely do that fucking interview.
Of course.
You just do.
Yeah.
So him like, oh, why wouldn't he? He's in bed with the Russians. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I would absolutely do that. But having correspondence go back and forth with an intermediary in government in Russia got him swept up, and now they're able to read his text, and which breaks laws, but no one will be punished for that.
Of course not.
So anyway, that's what you're talking about there. So they said Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. We thank him for his service to the network as a host and prior to that as a contributor.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, that's it's a salty little send-off.
Yeah. Does that sound...
Thanks for your service. Have a good day. Don't let the door hit you in the ass.
Exactly. That's cold,
Here,
man.
sign this on the way out.
Yeah. Yeah. An interim roster of hosts, they always do this, where this is basically like a crash course. They'll bring in Trey Gowdy, and they'll bring in fucking Jason Chaffetz, and they'll try to move these people up. I'm sorry. I've looked at their roster.
Dude, man.
Who?
Trey Gowdy.
Oh, dude.
Fucking weird-looking dude.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He's smart as shit, though.
It's fine.
You know, there's
a
few
lot
videos.
of smart people are weird-looking.
Yeah, he's one of them. Alienish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Like, there's something alienish about his head. Like, honestly, if they came out and said, by the way, we duped you guys for quite a few years, but it is, in fact, true. Trey Gowdy is from another planet. You and I would both go, fucking knew it. I knew it. God.
Yeah, my creep fucking alarms were going off.
Yeah. I love some of the stuff when he was in Congress debating when they were trying to get charges up against Hillary for whatever it was.
The server?
No.
Emails?
I don't think it was.
Benghazi?
Benghazi.
There you go.
I think it was Benghazi.
Just keep going down the list.
Yeah, just go down the list.
But
exactly. No. I think it was Benghazi. And he fucking kicked their teeth in. Or whoever was... He and Jason Chaffetz. But neither of them serve anymore. Now they're just TV pundits. But, you know.
Hard to believe the money'd be better out there.
Yeah, right?
In the private sector.
Yeah, crazy how that works. Let's see. An interim roster of hosts will take over for Tucker until a permanent replacement is chosen. No other explanation has been given for his sudden departure after 7 years at the top. God, it feels like he's been there longer than 7 years, doesn't it?
It does.
Way longer.
God, yeah. I feel like going back to the bow tie days. Feels like 15 years ago.
See, but that was Crossfire, right?
Fuck, I don't know.
I think it was. I never watched it either. But the CNN bow tie guy was on a two-person.
No. Didn't he? But Tucker started out wearing bow ties.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and people still, like, you elitist douche, go back to where they still act like he has, but he hasn't worn it in years and years.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, unless, that kind of set him apart as different. I mean,
Okay.
Stupid as shit. I mean, wear a bolero tie.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. But
a neckerchief.
Yeah, the bow tie is such a stuffy, proper thing. You know what I mean? Like, you look at it, you're just like, ew. Even on a pile of white trash, it makes them look like they think they're better than the rest of the trailer park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all right, we get it.
Or they want to talk to you about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The LA Times reports it was a combination of Carlson's coverage of the January 6th riot and the recent lawsuit filed by a former producer who says she was subjected to sexism, bullying, and anti-Semitism while working on the show. The Times sources say Rupert Murdoch gave the order for Carlson to be shown the door. I would say I wish to God this would be one of those times when it's really nice that I trusted the sources and the reporting of the New York Times, where I never in the past would have questioned a statement like that.
Yeah.
Now it sucks. It sucks that I'm left to go, well, I don't know if that's what's true about what they're saying. I have no idea. And when you're just saying, oh, yeah, sources are telling the New York Times, well...
the classic sources.
Yeah, exactly. Shares in Fox, by the way, fell 5% after the announcement, wiping out $690 million from its market value.
Ooh.
That's a rough couple weeks, man.
You know, you lose your fucking first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It's going to take a toll.
I don't believe the people are going, you know, that part of the Times story there, his coverage of the January 6th riot, I didn't watch. So I don't know. I feel like he had a lot of questions, as journalists should, and he never let go of those.
The actual coverage on January 6th, like that, or are you talking about when he got the stuff he just did once he got the video? Great
question. I don't know. I'm assuming they mean his immediate coverage of January 6th.
Okay.
But I don't know. I wasn't in town then, and I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch your girl AOC or my girl AOC with your girl Peppermint Patty?
Oh, fuck, I hate that. Don't make her my girl, please.
Oh, yeah, that's your girl.
Oh,
they just had a sit down.
They did?
Yeah.
Saki?
Yeah. Circle back Saki.
Yeah. What was this about?
I only saw a clip of it.
Well, she's got a show now, right?
Exactly.
Like MSNBC?
Whatever it's on, yeah. But AOC fucking demanding that Fox News be fucking sanctioned and restricted on all the bullshit they can put out there, and how they were absolute, and Tucker Carlson by name, absolutely inciting violence and things like that.
Okay, now I can tell you with almost certainty that is bullshit. That I know.
Yep.
I've watched enough of Tucker to see how he operates. Yeah. To me, he's the lone, and I mean lone voice. When you're talking about prime time, across the spectrum, he's the lone voice that I put any stock in. I just do. He hasn't given me reason. And again, as I invite all the time, I will read your emails. Point it out to me what you found. Walters at DetroitCast.com.
I can hear Ed fucking typing his novel as we speak.
Right. I'd love to, and I'd love to do a little more research on it. You know, I just don't think there's a ton out there that is questioned, that makes me question a lot. I know a lot of people will disagree with that. That's okay. And by the way, people also saying that, oh, yeah, it was because of the Dominion lawsuit that they broomed him. Look, they have insurance policies for stuff like this so that someone gets sued on the network, they're not going to bankrupt the network. So, yes, Fox would have insurance policies on this. So this is not coming out of there.
And even if it was, $750 of a bill to Murdoch is nothing.
Yeah.
What's his net worth? Any idea?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm just curious if you, in your travels, had heard.
No, but I'd love to know. It's unclear how long he had left on his contract or whether Fox will pay a severance.
$17.5 billion.
Okay. So he can afford $750 of a bill.
So it's less than 5% of his worth or whatever.
I see. I don't know how that all works out for us when people say, like, oh, he's got $17 billion. Does that mean he's got like $17 billion in the bank?
No.
He could go there at any point and pull that money out?
No, he's not at all.
Yeah.
No, that's worth.
Yeah. So that's his companies, his houses.
Exactly. That's total net worth.
Yeah. Wonder what he's got in the bank. Wouldn't you love to know?
That's like saying fucking Elon, you know.
Sure.
Got, however many billions or whatever it is that he's got.
Yeah.
But
200.
Yeah. But then, then you got to go. You think he could just write a check for Twitter then? But no, you had to get people to invest. It's like, it's just not how it works. You don't just have that money.
That's true. I'm surprised at this. Tucker Carlson's salary a year. What do you think his salary per year would be?
Oh, boy. I don't even know. I'm going to go 1.5 mil.
1.5 million?
Yeah.
Dollars?
Yeah.
You think Tucker Carlson makes 1.5 million?
I have no idea. I don't know. That's a guess.
I thought it was super fucking low, estimated at 10 million a year.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. See, I told you, I have no idea what these fucking
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, Rachel Maddow.
What'd that dude make?
That guy does like one show a week and gets like $12 million a year or something.
All right.
So you're telling me Rachel Maddow doing one show a week versus Tucker's 5?
I'm going to go, he makes $25 million a year.
No, it's 10 is what they said, which I'm shocked at. With his numbers, I would think he could easily go, I demand $20 million a year. And they would have to pay. I think they're crazy not to pay it.
Mm-hmm. They don't have to now.
No. But I can't believe he was given his own show in 2016. I thought it was way earlier than that. Advertiser boycotts the whole works, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he didn't. They claim he never hid his disdain for the president. In 2016, an article for Politico, Carlson called him shocking and vulgar, and he resisted having him on his show repeatedly. Yeah, and the lefties are celebrating this as some big win. This is probably great news for Tucker. Yeah. I don't know what he does next if he, but he's launched media empires. Tucker will be just fine.
I'm sure.
And a lot of people will follow him wherever he goes.
Yep.
Right
over to Truth Social.
Yeah. And by the way, that when they throw that in there, like, oh, there's claims of sexism and misogyny at his show. It's like, yeah, well, that used to mean something, but I don't know what you mean by that. Does that mean like a hot chick walked in the office and one of the guys said and went, wow, you look hot today?
Yeah.
Is that enough to make it like this horrible workplace?
Way across the line.
Yeah, she'll never get over this. Yeah, look at that douche.
That's a punchable face. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
That look right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Punchable.
Tucker Swanson McNeil. Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, boy.
Tucker Swanson McNeil, I believe. And he is part of the Swanson chicken family.
Oh, I thought you meant from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, Swanson.
Sammy Swami Samsonite.
Samson. I knew it started with an S. The other news, I wish they would stagger this shit over a couple days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Don Lemon out at CNN as well.
Could you imagine if those two go off and do an odds couple show?
I just think Tucker Carlson is so much better than Don Lemon. I know exactly what you mean. And if you did like a crossfire element where it's like, here's the voice of the left, here's the voice of the right. I don't think you could do it better than they're doing it on The Rising. On the internet with what's her name and what's his name?
No, that sounds great.
Yeah, but they are great. Why the fuck can't I? Crystal Ball and
come on, Crystal Ball.
That's her name. Yeah, Crystal Ball. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other one's an Indian dot, not feather.
Okay,
what the fuck is his name? She's the lib, but she's more credible because she's not afraid to say it like it is, and neither is he. And he's more right, she's more left. It's a great balance. It's what you would hope most outlets are able to do.
Yeah. Well, that's how you should be able to discuss topics and debate in a way. And see
Sagar.
things.
His name's Sagar. Crystal and Sagar.
Fair enough.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, when it pops in your brain, you got to say it. Believe me, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mine's usually about 8 or 10 minutes later, though.
Yeah. Well, it started to rattle around, and it was like, oh, it's here.
Ding,
I got it.
Ding, ding, ding.
So he's been fired after 17 years, and in a perfect bitchy, whiny statement, I was informed this morning by my agent that I have been terminated by CNN. I am stunned. After 17 years at CNN, I would have thought someone in management would have had the decency to tell me directly. At no time was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work I have loved at the network. It is clear that there are some larger issues at play.
Well, they already sent you down to the minors, and you were batting like fucking...
Yeah, 100. You're batting 120 in single A.
Exactly.
You're so right.
Yeah. I already sent you down, and you fucking were still striking out. So,
yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
And you're still fucking insulting the shit out of your coworkers. Yeah.
Just not working out, Donnie.
And by the way, is it, this idea that he's misogynist, he hates women, it's like, yeah, does that shock anyone? He's repulsed by women.
Yeah, right.
The thought of a pussy or a pair of fucking titties on a female literally makes the guy vomit. I mean, he's straight cocked out right down the middle.
Yeah.
All day, every day. So what does he doesn't need women for shit.
Guess not.
You know what I mean? It's not the attitude I have, but Don Lemon, are you shitting me?
Yeah, well, it's opposite sides of the coin.
Yeah. Let's see. It's clear there's some larger issues. With that said, I want to thank my colleagues and the many teams I've worked with for an incredible run. They're the most talented journalists in the business, and I wish them all the best. CNN's communications team has come out now and said...
Well, it's about time for them to have a statement.
Yeah.
A retort.
Yeah, if you will. Saying that he'd been fired without ceremony. The claims that he'd been fired without ceremony, saying his statement about this morning's events is inaccurate. He was offered an opportunity to meet with management. Instead, he decided to release a statement on Twitter. So I don't know what the point... I mean, if they had their decision made that this dude's got to go, and unfortunately,
Well, obviously he
piece
was
of
told,
news.
and then he was given an option to talk to management, but they didn't bring him in to tell him. Somebody, however, it got handed down.
Yeah.
Somebody walked in with a pink slip.
Yeah.
In a box. Security guard in a box. Here you go, sir. Pack your things.
So he signed off literally at 8:56 this morning. And he said, bye, everyone, with a wave. A little more than 3.5 hours later, 12:15 or 3 hours later, he announced his surprise firing in a tweet. A source said that Don was given every indication when he made the fake-ass apology for his disgusting comments, and still no one wanted anything to do with him. No one owes him anything. He should have had the decency to not be misogynistic, sexist piece of shit.
Whoa.
That's what one source said. Calm down, source.
Right.
Settle down,
these
source.
anonymous sources.
Yeah.
Saying whatever they want.
I'm going to shit all over you, but I'm not going to be man enough to drop my name in front of it. How about that?
Right.
Don truly believed he was going to always get, the get out of jail free card because he's black and gay, which worked to his advantage until it couldn't.
Well, it did. I mean, but we're way past that fucking day.
But that's true, though. We've said that for years.
Exactly. That's it. But that day came and went fucking 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You were fucking past your expiration date, sir.
You're
basically a cis white male now.
Yeah. The gay card doesn't really work anymore. If you're just gay, not good enough.
No.
Not good enough. You better fucking mind your P's and Q's, son.
Yeah, you're going
to
have to add some more letters to that.
I would have thought black gay pulled more and gave you more chance to get out of jail free card.
It did. Well, that stopped him from being fired 8 years ago.
Yeah, true.
That card ran out 8 years ago.
So we look at people like, who's the other gay? There was, Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
See, I thought it was like, okay, he tried. Remember how much he tried to play the gay card? Like, oh my God, but I love cock.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of me. I love cock. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the world was like, yeah, but you're still a white male piece of shit.
Yeah.
So
and you're
off with you.
Cock is one thing, but underage cock is a different.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Sorry, Kevin.
Sorry.
Yeah. You were out too soon for the map.
Exactly.
Map protection.
Yeah, map protection's coming, Kevin.
Yeah,
but
yep. Yeah, you got caught too soon.
It doesn't matter what color you are or what your personality is. He lost the respect of all of the women on staff, and no one wanted to work with him. Yeah, it doesn't matter what color you are or what sexuality. Oh, but it so does. It so does.
Yeah.
I mean, we're constantly inundated with all the diversity bullshit you're giving us all the time.
Ask LinkedIn.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter, then why is that a filter in your search?
Great point. Yeah, we see it every day. Mm-hmm. Even after all this, he still acted no differently. Let's see. He acted no differently and would give the women he worked with attitude because he could sense that they felt a certain way still. Good riddance and good luck getting a job elsewhere. Hopefully he saved his money.
Mm-hmm. What was Donnie making?
Probably upwards of $8 million a year.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I'm in the wrong fucking business.
Yeah. No shit. Yeah. Remember when he thought he was so untouchable because of the whole I love cock thing. Do you remember that time he went into like the Nantucket bar and stuck his hands down his pants and rubbed, and I quote, vigorously on his dick and balls?
I do remember.
And then just mashed it into the mustache of a guy at the bar.
Well, I think the mashing was vigorously.
No, he vigorously.
I thought the mashing was vigorously.
Mortimer. Mm-hmm. Is this a double or nothing opportunity for me?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yep. Double or nothing.
Finally going to win one. Mm-hmm. Finally going to win one. 2 today.
You know what? I never really understood the double or nothing thing.
Yeah.
If it's two separate bets for the same amount, we won't disclose our betting habits.
Yeah. Smart people can figure it out.
Right. But
why? It's double or nothing.
Right. But it's not. But it makes it sound.
Makes sense.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't.
You either get double.
I know,
or you get nothing, and I get nothing.
I understand it, but it makes it sound like it's more than it is. All right, double or nothing, but it's actually just another.
Does anyone ever triple or nothing? Is that a thing?
Well, no, that would make it odd. I mean, I guess if you
quadruple or nothing.
Technically, I don't know.
I've never heard of anyone doing that.
Yeah.
Has anyone?
It just seemed like. I mean,
that?
I understand that it's correct. My point is that it's. Just seems odd.
Yeah,
to me.
It's a go-to for losers. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest. You know, the only person that wants double or nothing odds or wants to double or nothing something is
just whoever's
because
down.
You've lost.
Yeah.
You've lost.
Yep.
And so your only comeback to that is
you're only breaking
double or
even.
nothing.
Yep.
And I would know because I say it quite often.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I believe he vigorously rubbed his cock and balls and then mashed it into the face of a bartender or a server there and said, "Do you like the smell of pussy or cock?" You know, I mean,
something like that.
It would have taken a third party to vigorously rub their vagine and then also mash it in this guy's face.
Yeah, how can you exactly?
Because he's never been around
it
a
was
vagine.
Biased.
Last time he saw a vagine or had anything to do with one was when he came sliding out of his mom's.
Right.
Blowed out.
Do we even know that's where he came from?
Well, we don't know. Maybe his dad shit him out. I don't know how that works.
You know, men can have babies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, I do. What a crazy day, though, in news media.
Yeah, it's Black Monday.
Sure is. I really want to know more about
to do with Don.
I really want to know more about the Tucker Carlson one. Like, there was so much going on. Like, dude, you know, I'm not a subscriber. One of our listeners gave me a password, which was great. If that guy's still out there and can give me his password again for Fox Nation. You and I watched one, and it's not all like alt-right liberal or, you know, anti-liberal shit. Some of it's just on nature, and some of it's, what was the one thing we were watching? And it was Kevin from Yellowstone, Costner.
Yeah.
And he was doing like multi episodes, like about, you know, the discovery of Yellowstone and when it became a national park and what that means and who's protected. Like, really informative, good shit is on there. Now, and like, if you want, that's where you're going to find also documentaries, The Truth about Hunter Biden and a lot of that stuff where they've gone through his stuff. So there's some really good stuff, but Tucker Carlson Today and Tucker Carlson Presents or something like that, where they've gone full in on this. I mean, they were promoting that on Friday. So people could go and he's dropping, like, it's more like this format where I'm just sitting down chilling with a guest talking for an hour straight. It's basically podcast form.
Right.
So, you know, but it seems like weird that he'd be able to promote that on Friday if they already knew they were brooming him.
Not sure when that answer was handed down.
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
But I went to the app, Fox Nation app, just to pull it up, and his stuff, Tucker Carlson,
well, it's just like with
whatever,
Don,
is still there.
With Don Lemon, if they knew they were going to broom him when he got off air, then why would you let him go on Monday morning?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you broom him out Friday?
Yeah.
Make your arrangements.
That's
and have
usually
him not
how
show
it's
up,
done.
And then just Monday he's not there.
And we learned this in...
And a lot of times you do that shit on a Friday afternoon anyway, so it gets buried in the news.
100%. And we learned this. This is a great tactic we learned from Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
When they were blowing Jerry out from his from his agency, repping athletes, they did it at a public place at lunch, remember? And then he put two and two together. Oh, I see why we're at a public place. So I can't make a scene. And he's like, sorry, Jer. And I believe that's Jay Moore in that scene with him.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Love some Jay Moore.
Dude, I actually Googled him like 3 weeks ago. It's like, where the fuck, what happened to Jay Moore?
Yeah, he did disappear.
And I've heard comics say he's the GOAT. When it comes to shit talk, if you got a table with 20 comics at it, don't fuck with Moore.
I believe it. And I love his stand-up too.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I wonder where he went.
Yeah. I think he's doing a podcast, actually. I mean, I think every
Shocker.
person on earth is doing a podcast
My aunt
nowadays.
has a podcast.
Yeah. Do you remember the name Kim Potter?
No.
50-year-old woman. Don't hold that against her.
No.
She was quietly released from prison at 3:30 in the morning.
Hold on. Kim Potter in prison. Is this the
Daunte Wright?
Is this the accidental taser shooting?
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck, did you know that?
Because it clicked a little bit.
Yeah. I got her
I had it
confused.
before you gave me the Dante Wright.
I got her confused with the shots fired lady, which is a different lady.
Yeah. There's two different cops?
Female ones?
Yeah.
That fucked up?
Wow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Kim Potter was set free from the Shakopee, Minnesota Correctional Facility to start 8 months on probation. Officials said Potter was released in the early hours out of an abundance of caution amid fears a daytime release would get protesters going like crazy. I could see that.
Sure.
Her relatives Oh, no, I'm sorry. Dante Wright is the kid she shot and killed. Dante Wright's relatives blasted this decision to release her, saying she has left the family cursed forever. I don't know why that would leave you cursed.
How much was the
I mean,
settlement?
sad forever?
How much was the settlement?
Probably to the tune of millions of dollars.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe we can even Google it. Kim Potter settlement Minnesota PD. The shooting happened during the trial of Derek Chauvin. If there was ever a time to holster your fucking weapon, it was during the trial of Derek Chauvin.
Yep.
So this goes back to April 11th, 2020. She was convicted of first and second degree manslaughter. A statement said there was elevated concern for her safety, including threatening comments directed at her, potential for violent protests. She's not allowed to leave Wisconsin without permission. She must also maintain contact with a release agent, submit to unannounced visits, searches, and drug or alcohol tests, not possess guns or other dangerous weapons, and not contact Wright's family. Do you really think this woman is a quote-unquote danger to society?
Right.
Like, this was a horrible incident.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean?
I do believe that this was an accident.
It was.
I don't believe that this was intentional based on the video, based on her reaction.
And we'll play the video for you in a second here,
Okay.
so you can make that decision.
I remember at the time thinking, oh, that chick fucked up, Yeah. But that wasn't, get my gun and shoot the guy like that was. Because didn't she even yell taser? Like the training of it, like taser, 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 bang. Yeah. Fuck.
We'll play it for you so you can hear it in real, really, because this is someone who immediately realizes what they've done, panic. It doesn't excuse it, but, it was
$3.5 million, by the way.
Okay, it's not a bad amount.
No.
If they haven't blown through it already.
Yeah, well, so you're not exactly cursed.
All these people, do you really think that she's a potential menace to society? You need all these restrictions. But I guess if that's the way the courts work for everybody else and no one's above the law, but this was clearly an accident. This is not someone with a past, an extensive background of run-ins with the law, accused of abuse.
Of excessive violence or any racial profiling that I'm aware of, that I never heard of anyway.
Exactly. She was accused of planting evidence in 2015. Like, none of that stuff. So, accidents happen and cops are human. They're going to make some accidents. I get it. These people, footage was recorded by her body cam and police cruiser's camera. And let's not forget, this guy is trying to fucking run. Another one of those situations where the male cop has a hold of this guy and you're picking up her camera, and we'll play it. But, should we just play it?
I don't know. I was just getting it queued up. I'm seeing if I was on the right thing here.
Judge Chu took pity on the former officer, noting her guilty plea and referring to the shooting as an accident. Chu said the case was not the same as other high-profile killings, including George Floyd. This is a cop who made a tragic mistake. Her clean background also resulted in her shortened time at her sentencing. She sobbed as she addressed the family.
Yeah.
To the family of Dante Wright, I am so sorry that I brought the death of your son, father, brother, uncle, and the rest of your family. To your mom, Katie, I understand a mother's love, and I'm so sorry I broke your heart. My heart is broken for all of you. Katie looked directly at Potter as she was told she would never forgive her.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, classy. And asked the judge, Regina Chu, don't show her any leniency. All I would say to that is, look, if you're trying to convict Kim Potter for all the world's ills all potential discrimination through the history of time, like, this is Kim Potter's...
This is a makeup call. I mean, not a makeup call, but this was on the heels of the George Floyd.
Right.
Too. And this was, tensions were high as fuck.
Yeah.
This is in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you want to charge one person and make them guilty of all oppression.
Yeah, whatever happened, wasn't a black cop that shot the white chick? Wasn't that in Minnesota too, Minneapolis?
Probably. I think that's legal, though.
That's
I think black citizens are allowed to shoot
I wonder if he's went to prison for that.
I don't know.
I'll look into that.
I'd be shocked. What,
Yeah.
a black person shot a white person? So what? It's not even newsworthy.
I know. It was a cop and a white chick, and they were like, she called him for like a disturbance, and they were sitting in the car, and she like went to go down to go talk to him because she saw him pull up, and dude like shot her like from the didn't even get out of the car, like shot her out the window.
You know what this guy sounds like, T?
Sounds, if I remember,
He sounds like the blackface of white supremacy in the police force.
exactly. Yep.
You know,
no doubt.
But if I had to guess,
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't we? So this is the moment it happened.
Okay.
With Kim Potter, we'll play it for you, and you can make your own mind up. If this sounds like malice, if this sounds like
how
she went out that day and planned.
I can't wait to go kill a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, please run. I wish that. I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would.
Dante. All right. Here's the cops getting out of their cruiser.
Have him step on out.
Have him step on out.
Got the two men taking point here. Smart.
Wait, I do want to see if they touch the back of the car when they walk up.
If they touch the back of the car?
Yeah, that's supposed to be a thing. So I want to see if they do that. They say,
what is that supposed to?
It's supposed to be like a DNA. Like the police, when they walk up to your car, they'll touch the back end of it right there with their hand to put prints or DNA or something on it like that. Yeah. So if something happens or whatever, there's a track. So it made me think about it when like that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How did I not know this?
I don't know. You were on the force.
Yeah, I was on the beat.
I guess you were taught that.
I did a ride along, same thing.
So
basically,
I'm just curious if that's a true thing or an urban legend or what.
That's fucking great. But I see a lot of them with gloves on. Obviously, you'd have to take your glove off to do that.
Yeah. Let's see.
And they're wearing gloves.
Does not look like anybody touches it. No, I mean,
bad police work.
Yeah, and he's got gloves on.
I mean, they're about to shoot a guy who's unarmed. So,
yeah.
I mean,
any of our law enforcement people, feel free to email into the show.
Yeah. Walters at DetroitCast.com. Okay, this is going to pick up in a minute. You see her on the bottom screen there, T? You see her?
Yeah, I do see her.
Yeah, I missed that.
She's right there.
time.
Yeah, okay, come on.
Okay, here we go. So now they've got him out of the car.
Do we remember what his offense was? Did he have a warrant? Is that what it was?
I think he did have warrants.
They pulled him over for a traffic violation or whatever, which is now probably not even legal.
Yeah.
Okay,
Potter, 26-year veteran,
yeah.
by the way, claims she accidentally shot right when she reached for her gun instead of her taser during a traffic stop over his expired plates.
Yeah.
In Minnesota. During that stop is where they also realized that he had warrants.
Once they run it. Yeah, so they pulled him for a tab, exactly, traffic stop.
Yep.
And then he had warrants, which is standard fucking procedure. I know you don't want it, but listen, fix your shit. If you don't want to get stopped, don't ride dirty. Fucking 101, buddy.
Yep.
You don't want to get busted for drunk driving? Don't speed.
And you don't want to be that idiot that has that story. Dude, when I got a, it wasn't even a DUI, but it was whatever that is, 96. And it was like, I blew it on this. I blew like a 0.9 or something.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, and then basically had to sit in jail sober. You know, you see the guys that are clearly trashed and everything, they're fucking around in jail. Those guys were all in jail with me, the overnight cell, and I was stone sober at that point. I was like, this is...
Yeah, right?
I got fucking popped, like at least get up with a real number.
Yeah, right.
Hey, blew a 2.4. You're like,
disappointing.
all right. It's like 0.09. Fuck.
I've blown higher than that 4 times and haven't gone
Yeah.
You got a warrant.
You're under arrest. He's got a warrant.
Yeah. Don't.
Now
Don't. He's starting to get a little tense. Don't.
And now he's going. He's going to run.
Yeah.
I'll tase you.
I'll tease you.
That's not your taser.
Oh, shit.
Ah, shit.
Shot him. Yes. I grabbed the wrong fucking gun.
Well, yeah. He didn't get very
Listen to
far.
her. So
Yeah. That's,
you can see where maybe we can watch the second half of that again. I think her words are very important there.
I do too.
Because
Yeah.
that's immediate.
Right.
That's not like, oh, you were coached by lawyers how to behave, and if you can drum up some tears, that'll be good for our case.
I'm not really sure how to go back there yet, so give me a second.
Yeah, no, you're fine. And we don't really have to.
No. I mean, I think that.
Do the back arrow, bottom left there.
This one, that's what
yeah, I think that'll take you.
That's what I just did. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, I think it's. I mean, there's nothing in there. I'll tase you. Now, she did have that out in her hand a lot longer than I realized.
Yeah.
In this one,
Do you
know
think
what I mean?
she should have been aware that was a gun and not a taser?
I mean, of course. I mean, she went to prison. She should have known.
Yeah.
You're trained for this.
Yeah.
But it was not intentional.
No.
I don't think on any level. I don't think she would have fired. I believe that this was a tragic, unfortunate accident.
Yeah.
And there are repercussions for your actions.
Well,
she fucked up. She paid a little price. It's okay, but not that she needs to be
16 months in prison. Again, I will say, prison is meant to rehabilitate people that are off the tracks, right? That aren't like this woman. Nothing says that, and I think it's basically the climate we're in. With so much hatred towards police and that kind of stuff.
And especially, this was the summer of love, man. I mean, this was, this is right in the fucking heyday of it.
Dude, this is in the midst of the protests with George Floyd.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would think, if you were trying to be fair, and like you said, well, there's consequences, I would think that person obviously loses their career as a cop.
Yeah.
Like, in the moment, you froze and you fucked up bad. She didn't go out to kill anyone.
No,
and that's the part that's hard, where it's like, even if they said, well, she's on desk duty now, I don't think that would be enough. You cannot be in charge of policing the streets in Minneapolis anymore. You just can't.
Sure.
I'm sorry. But this idea that she needs to go to prison. So this is more like revenge. Like, you killed someone, and so you're going to prison now to make good.
Yeah.
Seems more revengey than it does justice-y.
Well, I mean, that's the way our justice system works, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I think there's room for accidents, and cops are constantly put in this. Let's be honest. Every meeting with a cop is stressful.
Well, what other job in the world, essentially, are you faced with potential life and death situations every day? Every day. You know what I mean? Nobody.
Fishing on those Alaska boats.
Some jobs are dangerous, on some level, but not like that. Not where you don't, and the risks essentially on a fishing boat. You know what I mean? When the seas get rough, or when the fucking cages come swinging to get the fuck out of the way, when the ropes go overboard to watch your legs, things like that.
I didn't know all that stuff.
Well, come on. Oh, fuck, dude. I'm telling you. I know some stuff. But with this, every time you fucking pull over a car, you have no idea what's going to happen. And and you are not in control of what's going to happen.
To the point, and to your point,
all right,
of something, if that's true, and if not, it should be, that cops would go by your car on the way to that window and touch your car to leave prints.
Yeah, I thought that was
in case that shit goes sideways.
Exactly right, to know. So that all of a sudden, if the cop goes missing and they find a car, they go, oh, yeah, well, they'd be like, well, I never got pulled over. And I mean, maybe now dash cams and stuff have taken the place of that. It's all recorded.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an old thing that they had to do before there was all the dash cams. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be.
But I'd always heard that was something they did. I was just curious when I was watching that to see if they had done it. Maybe that's shitty fucking police work. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I always thought that's what they touched the back of your car there. So that was,
so it would make sense, man.
If they ever look, if they're looking for stuff, they'll go right to that spot and check it and then be able to tell from there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I think, like I said, she's not guilty of all oppressions done to minorities through time.
No.
You know what I mean? Like this.
What was she actually convicted of? Negligent homicide?
Probably.
Or second-degree murder? Something like that?
I don't know that it says. Yeah. I don't know. Obviously something that got her 16 months.
Yeah.
A little over a year. But it almost feels like, this is justice for Laquan McDonald.
Convicted of manslaughter.
Manslaughter, okay. Just one count of manslaughter?
Looks like it. I think she only killed one person.
She did, but they were trying to charge her with...
Well, Chauvin got fucking manslaughter, first-degree murder, second-degree murder, fucking hurt feelings, everything.
Yeah, yeah. So this feels like, this is to some communities, this is a makeup call for Laquan McDonald or for, Tamir Rice or Michael Brown, people that feel like these injustices have happened and cops have just gotten off scot-free. This is a way like, fuck you, we got you, and I'll never forgive you. Like that kind of attitude, which sucks. Let's watch it one last time. And just pay attention, those of you listening, to her reaction. She knows immediately. And do you think when she's got the gun held out, T, Do they need to make those flashing orange?
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Maybe
Like,
so, I mean,
so there's no way you could grab the wrong thing in the moment.
Yeah, or exactly and even just in the panic, that's the other part of this too. Is like, I mean, I know you're trained, I know you're, and I don't know how long they've had tasers at this point. As standard equipment, like to have your gun and your taser. There's a lot I don't really know.
And I think they are bright yellow. I think that tasers are yellow.
Yeah, but exactly. But you take it out and you're doing. You're focused on what you're doing. You're not looking. And it's.
It becomes second nature.
Yeah, it's supposed to. Should have.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Let's get him out.
And again, if he just doesn't resist.
Oh, you can't fucking say that, dude.
I mean,
oh my God, you can't.
I
say
know,
that.
but it seems pretty easy. This was not going to go south had someone not reacted.
Let me know. Yeah, let me know how many of these have gone sideways when you were just following commands.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like none of them.
Yeah. Don't get a little squirrely.
So now he pulls his arm free.
Yep.
He's got one cuff on.
Jumps back in the car, starts the car.
I'll tease ya.
The guy's trying to pull him out. She pulls her taser/gun. I mean, that's a little fucking pop for a gun, too. Tink.
Yes! I grabbed the wrong fucking gun! I shot him!
I love it. I love him crashing in the background.
Can you back that up again? That's a terrible thing to say, but I heard it too.
It's so great. I mean, not
I
great,
heard it
but
too.
it fucking cracks me up. They're like standing there like, what? All of a sudden, well, he's not going anywhere.
Taser, taser.
He shot me. Oh, shit!
Let's see if we can see the car in the background.
Yeah.
Yes!
So far, he's pulling it off.
He's going left. He's fading left.
I shot him! Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Oh, that's a black cop too.
Oh boy. He was like, bitch, what?
Wow. Yeah, that car just goes careening
Yeah.
down the road.
Yeah. He's just. He didn't. He was dead on arrival.
Yeah.
He didn't make it.
It's a sad story.
It is. It's
There's
tragic.
no
but
doubt
again,
about it.
You listen, dude. And how justified? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And you want to play the game. You got warrants. Listen, first, you got fucking warrants, right? You know you got warrants. You missed court. You didn't pay whatever it was. You got warrants, right? Fucking face the music. You got caught. You played and lost. You got pulled over because you were too stupid to have fucking renew your
Updated
tabs. You were
plates.
riding dirty.
And I've been there.
Sure.
I'm not judging for that. I've
Right.
been there, but it is with absolute crystal clear eyes.
Mm-hmm.
If a cop pulls up behind me or starts behind me, he's going to see that my plates are expired.
Yep.
And I've told myself 100 times, I gotta just run down the street. This is so stupid. You're begging for a stupid ticket.
Yep. But you're a white male, Mike, so you don't have to worry about any repercussions when a cop comes up to your car.
Right. You know why I don't have to? It's not because of the color of my skin.
No, it's not.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's because at some point when the cop goes, all right, well, you got warrants, you're under arrest, that's not the time I put up a fist fight.
No, you're not going to throw down, jump in the car, try and escape?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because that's going to end well. Like, they already have you. They already know who you are. There's video of you, and now you're going to flee. So instead of whatever bullshit fucking bench warrant you had against you, because that's all it was, I'm sure at the time, was just some sort of bench warrant. They didn't come get you.
Yeah.
You know?
And they could call that other precinct and they could go, yeah, I understand there's a warrant in Westland for the guy, but I'm not sending a guy out there to pick this dude up because it was he missed a court date over parking tickets.
Exactly.
I'm not going to waste my time. Let it go. But that's when they swipe your license and it goes and they see, okay, you're wanted in 4 fucking counties,
right?
And one of them might be serious, and they actually do want.
This happens all the time, and it does. It does piss me off that the blame is never put on the person that starts this, that fleed.
Right.
The police were doing their job. They pulled you over for a legal fucking violation.
Yep.
You had expired tabs. You got caught. And they were, by all accounts, polite. They were professional.
It was a black cop that was dealing with you.
Exactly. That was not, it was just, hey, this is it. Sorry, buddy. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
You You played, you lost, okay?
Right.
But they didn't fucking you got warrants, drag them out of the car and start fucking curb stomping them.
Sick of these people. They're all the same.
Right.
They should beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, right? You fucking giving us a bad name. The fucking black guy just starts stomping on them. No, they just did what they were doing their job. But now this guy fights.
Yep.
Tries to get in a car, drive away, and you don't know. Guy jumps in the car. You don't know he's not going for a gun. There's not a gun under the fucking seat.
That's what people need to understand too. Is that very thing right there?
Exactly. Even if
you don't know.
You don't know. But even if he jumps in the car, it's not that he's trying to escape necessarily, but he's jumping in the car and starting it as you're holding on to him and trying to get him out of the car, and he takes off. That's how cops get dragged and run over and killed.
Yep.
Why the fuck's a cop got it? Should he have died? No.
No.
But he also shouldn't have fucking run.
He rolled the dice, and it could be a 300-sided die. Mm-hmm. And one of those says shot and killed by cop after, you know what I mean? He rolled that dice, and God damn it, if it didn't pop up on that thing.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be that way.
No.
It absolutely did not have to be that way.
Now,
lots of lives were ruined there.
But listen, they're on a street, right? I mean, he drives off and crashes. There's other cars driving by as this is going on. It's a public street during the day. Now, let's just say same thing happens. And she actually does pull out the taser and tases him. And he fucking stomps on the gas, pulls away, drags the cop, and fucking head on into a car that's coming down the street the other way and dies.
Kills a family.
And kills a family, too.
Yeah.
Is that better? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Because she tased him. So was she? You know what I mean? Like the fact that this is what happened is sad. But you act like, if she doesn't shoot him, then everything's just fucking fine.
Yeah.
No.
There's a couple scenarios at play in these situations.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when you see someone go for broke, like they're gonna fuck you to the cop, jump in the car and take off, and now we're in a high-speed chase, and we're always like, dude, what are you doing?
That never ends well.
Never ends well. Well, if you know the person there knows that I'm out on parole, and if I so much as sneeze in the wrong direction, they're going to make me serve the full 25 years for this past crime I committed. Mm-hmm. In those instances, that's where we've seen people fucking make a desperate move.
Sure,
they know.
Yeah.
If they've got me now, if I don't run from this Wendy's drive-thru right now, I'm going back to prison and I'm going to serve decades.
Sure.
Fuck it. I'm running. The problem is, I don't know that this kid, outside of a warrant or two, he didn't. But people have been almost trained now that if you're a black individual driving a car, cops can't wait to just shoot you. Yeah. And they're going to use any excuse they can to shoot you.
Right.
They're going to claim you had shit on you. Oh, my God, he pointed something at me. I thought it was a gun. They're so conditioned now to be in panic mode that this kid did what he did. I
don't know about that.
It could have just been a ticket.
What was the last fucking person that was shot by a cop? I know it happens, but what was the last person that was shot by a cop while they were in handcuffs?
I'm sure it's happened too.
I'm sure it's happened at some point, but still probably trying to fight with your cuffs or run or whatever it was, right? You put your arms behind your back and you fucking go. You know what I mean? They're not going to take you, put them in the back of the car and put one in your head. You know
those Facebook Reels, and stuff like that, where people can put them on. I can get sucked into these. I can go down the rabbit hole, watching videos.
Did you do it last night after that Tucker one? I mean the Pierce Morgan.
I did watch that.
Yeah,
it was great.
I thought maybe that's where you went down your little rabbit hole.
No. I can get down the rabbit hole for sure. I'm trying to think. So I was, they show you a tiny video of the clip, and it's like, and then it stops, and it's just on a loop to try to entice you. Like, where did this go? What happened here? Some of those I've watched cops where it's like they're executing a search warrant on this property, this farm, whatever, and the cops show up, and I have seen some restraint like you cannot imagine. Like this is going on for an hour and a half, and literally these cops are doing everything in their power, trying to talk him down like, dude, look, it's a waste of my time to even take you to jail. Okay? Just come talk to me. Let's talk this out and give me your stuff. Tell me you're all right. And then we'll just call it. We don't need to take you in, telling the mom who's freaking out, the fucking girlfriend that's freaking out. And this moron cannot get out of his own way.
Of course.
And he's coming at the cops. And at some point, finally, there's nothing you can do. Now, they didn't shoot him. They ended up having to fucking drag his ass in. Didn't have to.
Right. And then just tacking on charges, too.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. I'm not saying cops are always right.
No, of course they're not.
But nothing good ever comes from fighting or arguing with a cop.
There was one, though, and what made me think about it, it was, you're like, hey, has anyone ever been shot in handcuffs? And it was a guy, and they got him cuffed. Like 2 cops got him cuffed, and he was sitting on like the tailgate of a police truck or something like that. Well, it turns out he's a fucking jujitsu black belt or something.
Yeah.
And the dude gets on his back and just starts doing shit with his legs. Mm-hmm. He's on his feet, and this cop's down, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Even with 2 hands tied behind my back,
yeah,
he's a deadly dude.
Oh, well, sure. And like I said, but still fighting, you know what I mean? Now, I just mean like going in, being taken into custody and not fighting. Like nobody's ever just been shot.
No.
Like, okay, ready? Click, click, boom.
Could you go back to some case where they, in New York,
I mean,
mafia cops paid off and they fucking,
okay, that's
obviously you can do that,
yes.
but
yeah, but to act like this is some sort of the norm and as opposed to the exception, the
right.
rare exception,
right?
Because the restraint they show. I saw one of those videos you're talking about where a cop pulls over a car, goes up, they're on the side of the freeway, talking to the chick that's driving. Don't know why they pulled him over or whatever. Dude gets out of the passenger seat, books, just gets out and fucking runs.
Okay.
Cop's like, where's he going?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know. She's like, I don't give a shit. It's like, I wasn't even going to fucking ask him.
Yeah.
Probably had a warrant, was like, fuck, I got to go. I was like, I don't give a shit.
I stayed out past.
He's even going. He was like, come back. I don't fucking care. He's like yelling at the guy into the woods. Like, you can come back, dude. I'm not going to fucking take you. You just have a tail light out. Fuck.
You'd be shocked how cool cops can be.
They can. They don't want this shit.
No. They know, depending on your attitude.
Do you imagine how cool cops would be if they didn't have to deal with this shit all the time?
Oh, my God.
If every interaction was just cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they didn't have to be on edge every time they fucking come up to a door, if they didn't have to worry about getting shot or fucking, anything going on, like it was just a cool, like, hey, okay, here's your speeding ticket, slow down.
Yeah. And everybody's pissed when they get a speeding ticket. Fucking 2 points, my insurance is going to go up, and I got to pay $300 fine. Fuck. Yeah. Like, that sucks for everybody.
It sure is, but you know what? You were speeding.
Yeah.
It's not like they're giving you tickets when, no, I had my cruise set at 55. Bullshit, I clocked you at 80.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen either. You know what I mean?
No.
So there's the very, like I said, that's part of why I've always been an above average drunk driver is by fucking being smart.
Yeah.
Set the cruise. Don't fucking swerve. You know what I mean?
And this is not a
no, it's not an endorsement
of drunk driving.
No,
but there was a
that's
day.
Just the reality of it.
There was a day when it was it was more frowned upon than anything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those days are gone now.
They are. But my point is that, you fucking be smart and you reduce your risk of interactions. That's all.
To a level that's indescribable.
Exactly.
Like for real.
Yeah.
The problem is too, and I give you credit, T, you're very, very good. It's not that you don't have your moments, of course, but for the most part, you're pretty level, even keel when drinking, not drinking, whatever. You're not one of those people that like all inhibitions go out the window and fuck it. Let's, do whatever.
Let's drag race.
Yeah. Let's, and you just go and all fucking humanity goes out the window and you're just going to be an asshole.
Yeah.
You're just not like that. No. But there are people who turn into a fucking version of themselves that they wouldn't recognize with a little bit of alcohol.
Sure.
And so there's, and that's what we see it. Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Mm. Why are you in Las Vegas in a fucking Lamborghini doing 150 miles an hour and then you careen into the back of a car and you kill a dog and a person?
It was a Corvette.
Well, was it a vet?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Raiders receiver. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. Like, that's something you would never do. Mm-hmm. Even when we were kids.
Right.
You wouldn't be doing that.
No. I wouldn't drive a Corvette either.
No.
Hey, I did want to say that when you support our sponsors, you support TDC, and we appreciate that more than you know. So if you're in the market for something new or pre-loved, or you just want to sell your car, then please give our friends at Zott a shot. They've been with us since the very beginning, and they love taking care of you. Get out there today and lease a new 22 Ford Bronco Bronco Sport Big Bend all-wheel drive as low as
Easy for you to say.
No, man. It's $298 a month, or you can buy the damn thing for 1.9% financing. Or you can stop by and lease a 22 Explorer XLT four-wheel drive as low as $282 a month, or you can buy that cheeky bastard for 1.9% financing. Finally, get a new lease on a 22 F-150 Super Crew XLT 4x4 for $244 a month or lower. Yeah, you can actually save $20 to $50 a month if you qualify for a Ford private offer. Give Anthony or Gabara a call and see if you're eligible. Plus, you can buy this bad boy for 2.9% financing for 72 months. Get details and search Zott Ford's banging inventory at dealsinthed.com.
You ready for, can you handle a couple questions?
Oh, sure.
Can we do a little Ask T-Roy?
Sure.
Okay. I hope I didn't read these already.
Well, if you did there yesterday, nobody got to hear them.
Yeah, good point. Dear
How about-
T-Roy.
You got a little pen or something over there?
Why?
Because you could check them off.
Oh, I usually do. I do a lot of times.
Fair.
Or I just have a couple at a time so I can just ditch the whole paper altogether.
Trying to help.
It bit me once, but whatever. Dear T-Roy, I divorced my husband of 12 years.
Okay.
We were together for 16. We had a 4-year-old at the time we separated to avoid possible loss of the 401k.
Damn, they were married for 12 years and only had a 4-year-old?
Together, yeah.
All right, slow down.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a little weird, isn't
Seems
it?
like it. Yeah, you go 8 years before fucking
Having a kid?
shitting out a baby.
Yeah, not to mention the 4 years before that.
Yeah, right.
Because they've been together 16 years.
It's good math.
Let's say, so 401k, to avoid the possible loss of a 401k, I don't know why you would lose your 401k if you got divorced, but.
Well, I don't know. You can lose the right to it, I think. Like she wants a piece of his. I don't know what.
I don't
Continue.
either.
Carry on.
I didn't ask him for child support. I knew he wasn't able to afford it at the time. He has since gotten a good job, but hasn't offered to financially support his daughter. My new fiance has zero respect for him because of this. I have let it go to keep the peace so we can co-parent. Now my 9-year-old daughter won't have to see what is, so we can co-parent and my 9-year-old doesn't have to see what's going on. This is becoming a problem on holidays because we've always celebrated with her together. She has grown to love that we do this for her. However, my fiance doesn't want to be a part of those special moments. He doesn't think my daughter would mind, and he doesn't want to risk losing his cool in front of her. This is putting a strain on our relationship. Is it wrong of me to want him to fake it so we can all get along, or is he wrong to make other plans to avoid these situations? For her sake in Georgia.
Oh, boy.
Tough one. This is a tough one. No doubt.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
Let me start with the piece of shit dad.
Okay.
Ex-husband.
Yeah.
Do your fucking part.
Yeah.
I have
You think when he got the good job?
I have no respect for someone that does not take care of their kids.
Yeah, I know.
So I have no respect whatsoever for that. Now, her not asking him to pony up, I don't know why you wouldn't, you know?
Well, she said because he wasn't able to afford it at the time.
I understand
Sounds
that.
like a cool chick. I mean,
that's,
just like
that's fine. I mean, if you can't, that's fine. But now you can. It's not like
Yeah.
it's what happens.
important to get that on paper, though.
Well,
if that's the way it's going to be.
no,
Hey,
no.
if you get a better job and you start making money, then these kick in.
No, it doesn't have to be on paper. I mean, this.
Well, yeah, that's just what you
Child-
should do. But
I mean, child support is a calculation. Period. End of story.
Right.
There's no. I mean, if you go through friend of the court or whatever it is in every state, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a fucking fundamental calculation based on income and time. How often you in visiting time or whatever.
yeah,
So there's no wiggle room if you go through the court system. Now they may have done it out of court, not involved them, said okay, you don't have it, you don't have to pay child support, fine. But at the same time, that's
do they ask you when you first go in? I'm assuming you and her have to go into a place together, whether it's friend of court
mediation generally.
Okay, so you're going in front of a lawyer or a judge, former judge, whatever,
Yep.
and you say, we've decided to get a divorce. It's irreconcilable differences,
You have to-
whatever.
Well, you go in front of a referee first and basically submit for the divorce, and then
Okay.
In Michigan, barring any extenuating circumstances, there's a 6-month waiting period if you have kids. So in case it's a reaction, they give you time to fucking cool down and figure it out.
Okay.
So there's 6 months before you can speed it up if there's, like I said, extenuating circumstances. But for the most part, you have to wait. And then in that time, you go to mediation and you basically negotiate it all out, right? You don't go to court. You're not in front of the judge arguing over fucking,
artwork,
child support and shit, right? And fucking who gets the silver,
right?
That stuff's all decided. You go in. It's do you agree? Do you agree?
So will they ask you in that mediation thing, like, what if you went, we've decided we're not going to spend the umpteen tens of thousands of dollars it costs to legally have lawyers come in and do all this. We're going to do it ourselves. And I know people have had great success doing
Absolutely.
that. And saved a shitload of money.
Absolutely.
Just going, you know what? We're going to be adults. We're going to figure this out.
I try to do it that way.
Yeah, I know. And we know another dear friend of ours did it that way. And I know other friends that got fucked in the ass hard.
Right.
Without question.
Yep.
And they were in the right.
Yeah.
And got raped by the system.
Sure.
So you got to be careful. But when you go into that mediation room, will they go, okay, so what's your plan here for child support? I noticed you got a 4-year-old.
Yep.
Will they ask you that sort of thing? Will they
of course.
care?
Yeah, of course. I mean, exactly. I mean, that's part of it. And then in that negotiation, that's what it is, a negotiation. She can say, he doesn't have to pay child support. He's not financially stable enough. He doesn't have to pay.
Oh, okay.
But that's not infinite. That's not forever of that life of that kid.
You shouldn't have to be told that first off.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Right. So but if he's not going to voluntarily start paying, which, I mean, for the most part, who would?
Right.
Unless you're a piece of shit. You're not a piece of shit. But all she has to do is refile through the court. There's a change of status or whatever it is. You can go in there and be like, hey, it changed. And then you have to submit your new fucking documents, and they'll fucking establish what it is. Because the same goes the other way. What if I had a job? That's actually what it tried to happen to me when I was overseas and I was making a ton of money. And I came back, got divorced after I came back. I was not making that money anymore.
Right.
I was back here. Right. And then tried to base the child support and alimony.
That sounds like a lawyer move.
Right. Off of money I was making last year. Like, well, yeah, but that money's not here. Like, how? I don't even make that much. I can't fucking pay you all that. What are you talking about? But so the circumstance, it goes both ways. Like, so if I was making, $200,000 a year and I was going to have to pay $2,000 a month or whatever for child support, and then I lose my job, well, I don't have to keep paying $2,000 a month in child support. I don't have it.
Right.
If I get a job now making $100,000 a year, well, now I only have to pay $1,000 a month. It fluctuates. It just does.
Okay, so that's the math equation you're talking about.
Well, right, exactly. So I mean, it's circumstances. Just like if she doesn't work and she gets all this money, well, all of a sudden she gets a job and she's making $100,000 a year. Well, now I don't have to pay you all that fucking money because you got your own money.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just the way it works. Now,
That's confusing.
Well, it's really not. I mean, it
sort of is though, because I never put into the context of like, as life goes on, people get better jobs, they get promotions,
exactly.
they make
All
of a sudden you're
situation.
making triple your salary and
or laid off.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it goes both ways, So it's a very fluid situation and it changes all the time, But it's not like the friend of the court or whoever is monitoring your income. Somebody has to request it. You have to fucking file and say, hey, change of fucking income or status or whatever it is, and then it has to be reevaluated.
Yeah.
Okay? And one person just has to ask for it. You can't, opt out of it. You can't be like, hey, I want to check. And he can be like, nah, I don't think so. I'm good.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. So, regardless, if the money, she does, all right, so first off, fuck you, Dad. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right? Do your
I think we
fucking
could all
part.
agree.
Second of all, if you want money from him now or that you think he should be paying for money now, then do something about it. If not, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You can either do something about it or you can eat the dick. But you can't have it both ways. You can't eat the dick and then bitch about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
third is stepdad.
That's kind of your attitude with Stormy Daniels. Like, you don't get to take the check and then be a cunt and rat out
of course.
afterward. Like, you took the money.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Own up to your side.
That's your shitty character.
Yeah. That was the deal. You fucking didn't own up to it.
You were early on this too, having a problem with fucking hookers speaking up.
Yeah,
and
dude, I'm telling you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Blowing out these fucking NDAs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no, sets a bad fucking precedent.
Yeah, it does. And you can't trust each other.
No. And
You know
once the first domino falls, it's over.
Yeah.
It's not enforceable anymore.
Yep.
Because obviously its precedent's been set.
Yep.
That they're not held to the fucking standards. Anyway, so stepdad.
Piece of shit. Yeah.
Well, on some you don't have
stepdad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. The
stepdad.
That's the issue. Is what it's really about. Is the stepdad is not now doesn't want to be part of these group fucking celebrations.
So he's having a silent protest.
That's fine. So
you know what I mean? Like that's
where. So the chick's like, can't he just fucking shut up and just take it for the team? Well, can't you just fucking man up and make him pay?
Yeah.
No. So if this is a mom and a dad and a kid thing, then stepdad, yeah, go fucking catch a smoke, dude. Go watch a movie. Go grab a beer. Do whatever you got to do. I don't care. Yeah. If you can't be here and part of this, take a walk. It's fine. I understand it's Christmas Day. If you can't put it together for this,
Yeah.
And that's my take.
Yeah, it's not a terrible take. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
But there was a lot there. It's not just one simple answer on that.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like the idea of it doesn't sound like he's throwing a shit fit, or as soon as your ex-husband shows up, he's like, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm raising your daughter and you're a piece of shit. Like, he's not starting a fight.
No,
he's
not yet.
A
But
war.
exactly. But that's
he's taking a knee.
It's grinding on him.
Yeah, but I kind of he's going, look, if you want me to enjoy Thanksgiving with my family, we can't have this giant elephant in the room where this fucking asshole has me paying for his kid, even though he's tripled his salary a couple of years ago, and he's not paying shit.
Yep.
So no, I'm not coming to Thanksgiving dinner to put on a happy face for this clown. Fuck that guy.
And stepdad, you got a real problem with it, then have a conversation with him.
Sure.
Not in front of the kid.
Right.
Hey, Bob, why don't we meet for a drink? I want to talk to you about a couple things.
Yeah.
Hey, I understand the situation, but now you're making a little more money. Things are. Why don't you do your part? It's your kid.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
I wonder how many guys would go, you know what, now that you mention it, I hadn't even thought about the fact that I got a promotion a couple of years ago, and that's kind of a dick move. Is it something as simple as they could have just been not trying to be malicious asshole?
Possibly, but,
I mean, you'd have to be pretty clueless.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. You give him a little nudge. I don't know. Maybe nobody's even ever asked this guy to pay another dime.
Yeah.
So if nobody's ever asked him
program.
to, right? If his child support is zero or whatever, a fucking $1 a month or whatever he's got to pay, and nobody's ever asking him to pay more, why?
And how many of you would be running to raise your hand and go, hold on.
Right.
I feel like I haven't paid enough.
Yeah.
Like nobody's dying to pay someone.
No, and I mean,
no matter what it is, even if it is your kid.
Maybe now that he is making more money, he does pay for more things for the kids, just not directly through child support.
Right.
There's ways to support your kids that doesn't directly go to your ex.
I watched a dear friend of ours do that time and time again, where, it was like he was paying for his ex and her new husband and kids to like go on vacation together. Yeah. On me. I'll pay for the trip. Have fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for looking after my daughter as you do. Like shit like that. There's, people like that.
Yep, exactly. It goes both ways for sure. So
yeah.
But
you got one more in you?
I hate people that don't do anything and then bitch about it too. So
you mean like her just instead of bitching to T-Roy instead of
right, exactly. Instead of fucking bitching to the guy that owes you money about paying you more money and then crying that he's not paying you the money.
Yeah.
Then, that's what you get.
Do you have one more in you?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to do a read first?
I was going to say that insurance, we all need it, and most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900 and get a free no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900 and ask for Brent Wasick at Wasick Insurance.
Dear T-Roy, my wife and I have been together 25 years and had an ideal marriage. She has recently become a dedicated baseball fan, or should I say obsessed. She has season tickets and attends wearing her team outfit. She got a team license plate and scours the daily sports page for team news first thing every morning. She talks baseball with anyone, anytime, including me, incessantly, despite my lukewarm interest. At home on game day, she has multiple TVs on, as well as her laptop and phone dialed to the game, lest she miss 1 second of play. She can talk about every player on a first-name basis and their family in minute detail. When her team misses a player or loses, she gets irate, loudly curses at the TV. I worry she takes it too seriously. She's now bringing her portable TV into bed for late games. Needless to say, thinking about
have a TV in the bedroom?
Yeah, right?
Maybe that's how you have a good marriage 25 years.
Yeah, maybe. That's a great point. That's really the takeaway.
Yeah.
Is you didn't have a fucking
She's
like
got to bring
big
a
screen
portable
in your
TV in there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Right.
I didn't even know they were still making portable TVs. Like a fucking 70 inch is like $10 now at Costco.
Like an AV cart, fucking
Yeah.
high school. She rolls it in, plugs it in, adjusts the antenna.
Needless to say, thinking about baseball in the bedroom has thrown a curve to our marital bliss. When I bring up the interference, she argues that most husbands would be thrilled to be married to a gamer babe. Can you referee this disputed call, T? Striking out in San Francisco. Okay, so she's a Giants fan. This is going to gather me.
Okay.
I'm falling for a little bit.
All right. Well, I hate to break it to you, but your wife's a lesbian. So there you go.
She's in San Francisco.
Yep. Yeah. All of a sudden, she's really into sports.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to watch the game in fucking bed.
Can you tell me about your wife's hairstyle?
Exactly. How short are we talking on the sides?
How many colors, unnatural colors, are there in your wife's hair?
Brown and orange.
How many rainbow pieces of clothing does she own?
Yeah. I think it's odd for not even just a woman, but anybody to sort of find something and become that passionate about it that late in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they've been married
25 years.
25 years.
And this is a recent, I don't know where or how that this came up, but she's a dyke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about the dyke angle, but I think you're absolutely, this is why they ask you and they don't ask me,
Yeah,
because
exactly.
I get it. No, it's a funny one. And most guys, first off, their situation is fucked up. The more I think about it now, bringing a portable TV, I'm thinking of the blocky, heavy Sony portable TV with rabbit ears or something. Yeah, you don't have a TV in your fucking bedroom. What's the matter with you? I mean, that's grounds for divorce right there. And then going to the going to the part where she says, or he says, well, she's got, as soon as her game's on, she's got multiple TVs on in the house. Like, for what? The slowest sport in the history of sports?
I know, right?
Just fucking pause it.
You can't miss one play. Like it.
Yeah, go take a whiz. We'll be here when you get back.
Well, now with the pitch clock and everything, it's way faster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, can't turn around for a second. Can't blink an eye.
Get out of here. Hilarious. James or not James?
Okay.
Fuck that cunt.
James. Thank you, James.
How'd you know? This goes on to the story we did last week. I believe it was last week. Popcorn on a plane.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that cunt that can't control her kids while her dickless husband complains and takes pictures. Stewardette was fully in the right. She should have had them all removed with security at the gate or thrown them out in midair. Parenting 100%. Mm-hmm. First off, the husband wasn't there taking pictures.
That's correct.
He was simply relaying the story on his platform as probably a blue checkmark member of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, what he used to be.
Right. Yeah, he's probably not anymore.
I saw a great thing with Elon. It picked his face superimposed on Chuck Norris's body. I call him Chuck Norris. It's
That's fucking great. That's funny.
I was pretty happy with that one.
James also says the Newberg show. So when Chris came on to interview me, he says less drinking, good for you. Your episode was probably from your diabetes. My friend's dad would fly off with zero recollection, but not from the alcohol, but the interaction of the sugar in it, and him getting a bit hypoglycemic. That would make sense. I've been able to handle my liquor most of my life.
Yeah. Yep.
And I didn't honestly, I didn't go over the top like crazy that night, and it really had that effect. So maybe.
Yeah, it could have been interaction with a med, things like that. There's a lot of potential variables there. That wasn't just being shitbag drunk.
Okay, movies. And please, I welcome you all. This from Jason says, Mike, check out The Triangle of Sadness. It's an absolutely absurd dark comedy. Check it out from Jason. Thank you, Jason.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. I've never heard of that. Triangle of Sadness. Maybe I'll look into that.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to find out who's got good taste and who doesn't, too. All right. You ready to wrap this up, T?
Sure.
All right. Let's call it there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully you'll join us then. Hopefully Dave Landau, too.
All right.
I'm hoping I can get something recorded. It's a little touch and go, but hopefully we'll have David joining us tomorrow for a bit. All right. Talk to you later.